heavy, fellas. Look here.
Stand by.
One for C-Lab, two for Troy Eagle, three for Wolverine to round out the trio. In this episode, everybody dies.
Broadcasting live from inside the power band. This is the Blah.
Yes. Ben has died.
Your host, the Wolverine, is not here. He's doing something else this week. So it's just yours truly, Jarhigo, and super pal, C-Lab.
What is up?
Howdy.
Hi.
We are doing 1987's Cherry 2000.
Legendary movie.
Legendary.
Cherry 2000.
Perhaps legendary. I don't know. It's sort of legendary.
Yeah, it is kind of actually, yeah.
This was like, I just remember this being in a Hey Beastmasters
No doubt.
kind of a deal. Like, it was on quite a bit late night.
Yep.
And, yeah, High Lev. Did I get anything? Did I get it
What?
all?
Yeah, that's it.
Did I cover it all?
I
Okay.
like it. High Lev is, you saying it was late night HBO makes me think like I must have really liked the sci-fi elements because the only thing that kept me watching late night HBO is if there was boobs, and there weren't any boobs here. So, I mean, when I was 13 when this movie came out or whatever. So
There was the threat of boobs.
there was the threat of boobs. There was soapy backs. I think like, I don't know, I remember watching this movie a zillion times, and I always watched it. It was kind of like if it showed up on, you flip the channel halfway through, you're going to finish it. But it's not because it's like high quality, I guess. I don't know. I just, I definitely have always remembered this one. And then watching it now is really interesting. Like, it's obviously a B movie. It's like obviously schlocky as fuck and it's kind of weird. But I mean, through the lens of kind of the last couple years of AI is interesting. And then, a whole bunch of call outs to, well, I mean, Blade Runner 2049 had a bunch of call-outs to this movie, which I thought was really interesting, which I had never picked up on before, like Vegas in the sand with like booby statues and stuff.
Vegas in
and
the
like
sand.
the fact that Cherry 2000 is kind of like a fake girlfriend to the dude, which is a little bit, I don't know, tenuous. But there's some kind of like scenes that are similar in the opening.
Very, very close to Joy.
So it's just kind of interesting because like I have like almost infinite regard for 2049. Like it still is, in my opinion, like probably the best movie of the last 10 or so years for me, at least. And so that was kind of interesting. But I mean, it's like I don't know, it's a terrible fucking movie. But I kind of enjoyed it. Question mark? I don't know. Where'd you end up with it?
Yeah. There are no actual boobs in this, but you do get to see the shadow of Melanie Griffith's boobs.
That's true. I mean, maybe that was all it took back in the day.
And then she's like putting her shirt on, and you sort of get like, I don't know, some, it's like unbuttoned, so you get like a little cleavage action or whatever. So maybe that's what was keeping you there. In your youth. You're like, I'm gonna get to see Melanie Griffith's boobs.
She had a sick red wig or a dye job or whatever.
Dye job. Yeah,
it was pretty. It was pretty hot, dude.
Who
didn't
knows?
take much for teenage C-Lab.
E. Johnson,
right at the Glory Hole Hotel, which was like, oh, nice and subtle
in the town of Glory Hole.
Oh yeah, the Glory, nice and subtle.
Yeah. So I think I've seen this fairly recently, but.
Okay.
Chrissy Snaps and I watched this Wednesday night, and I actually really fucking enjoyed it. Warts and all, it's
had a good time.
I mean, you know what you're in for. This is not a film, it's a 80s B movie, but it's got a lot of charm and it's got some heart. And I don't know, I just had a fucking good time watching it.
At least it's like short and sharp too. It's not like a 3 hour, Lord of the Rings tour or whatever.
No, doesn't take too long.
Dude needs to go get a new flashlight from the abandoned facility. It's a pretty funny plot.
Yes. Yep.
With
in a world where sex robots are, I don't know, not commonplace, but not frowned upon either.
Yeah, it's society has fallen to the point where they've lost the technology to make sex robots. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's like an Idiocracy-ish a little bit there, you know? Like, and it had like Brazil kind of vibes too, and that like weird shopping cart warehouse thing. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Where he goes to the repair guy and it's like he's on like that thing and like he takes him on a little tour through like all the
Disneyland ride.
Yeah. Yeah, right. It's like fucking Epcot Center or something for sex robots.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That fucking guy was a creeper.
Yeah. Ooh, that guy seemed familiar to me, and
he did.
Michael C. Gwynn? Nope. I am totally ejecting for the show here.
That's fine.
I mean, he was on a bunch of 80s TV. That's probably where I recognize him from.
Yeah, sometimes that is the case.
Yeah. I'm not seeing, no movies are sticking out to me. Like movies that I've seen, but nothing where I'm like, oh, he was in that. I'm not having a that guy moment with the movies, but definitely a lot of 80s TV.
Well, there's a guy in the extended credits, Scott Lane, who I think that might be the guy. He wasn't in much, but he's got some, what's his name? What is that? Angels with Angels.
Scott Farkas?
He's got a credit with Rodney Dangerfield, so maybe that's where you know him from. And Adam West. Dude, Angels with Angels. Edmund George Burns is no happy angel. Heaven is non-smoking, but most importantly, he can't reunite with his wife. It's got
Okie dokie.
Adam West, this random sex robot guy. But why is it showing Rodney Dangerfield? Does he have like a cameo? I'm so far out on a limb here.
You're talking about Scott Edmund Lane?
Yeah, and his top 2005 movie, Angels with Angels. That must just be like the wrong. How is George Burns? I have no idea what the fuck's going on. I think I'm in a parallel dimension here.
Is this some kind of like they took footage from like a God movie or something? And
I mean, they're in heaven, and Rodney Dangerfield is in the trailer.
One of the Oh God movies or whatever, and like make another movie out of it.
I think so.
That's weird.
What was that other one with? Was it?
Oh no. It's not actually George Burns. It's somebody else playing.
It is somebody else playing George Burns, but it has footage of Dangerfield. Like, there's no one in the world that looks like that.
Right.
But surely Dangerfield was dead by 2005. Surely.
I guess.
I love how much I'm committing to this. No, October 2004. So this must be like his last performance. Like, kind of.
He's not in the credits though. Like,
that's what I think is so weird. Like, he should be a fucking headliner.
Okay. Weird. All right.
It must just be a cameo. He plays God. He is literally, he plays God in the movie. He's at the bottom of the billing in the extra thing. It's his second to last movie.
So George Burns isn't God in this one?
No, George Burns is pissed because he died and went to heaven and he can't smoke there and he's really butthurt about it. That's the premise of the fucking story. Because that makes total sense.
God. You devil.
Did you remember that? Was it a Gutenberg one? It wasn't. It was Playing Your Life or something. Meryl Streep.
Wow, we're all over the place.
Defending Your Life. You remember that one?
Yeah,
we're on an Albert Brooks. Albert Brooks. We're on a heaven movie cul-de-sac.
I'm sorry. I'm still stuck on the fucking stupid Oh God movies that George Burns was in.
I like it.
You know.
All right. Well, that's that guy. Yeah, for sure. I haven't seen those ones in forever though.
I mean, I don't know if I've actually ever seen any of them. I'm just aware of them all.
I don't know. I feel like I've seen them. What does Dennis Leary always say about John Denver? He's like, sunshine on my ass, John Denver. This is already really all over the place. Dennis Leary.
that was from Super Troopers.
That's what it is. What is it? That's a death.
Fucking Farva's like listening to Charlie Rich or whatever while he's like cleaning the car, and he's like telling or the rookie Rabbit's fucking cleaning the car, and like he comes up and he's like talking about the year that like John Denver beat fucking Charlie Rich for the like country music album of the year or whatever.
I love how I assumed it was Dennis Leary.
Mr. Sunshine on my goddamn shoulders, John Denver. Oh. Well, you know what Charlie Rich did? He burned that Country Music Award right there on stage. What are you trying to say? You're going to burn my Country Music Award? And he lights the cassette on fire. Oh, my God.
Lit that award on fire in front of everyone. We got to do like. I feel like we got to do that now. Oh, my God.
That's in there. It's in there. Although I'm pretty hot on that John Ritter superhero movie.
That's true, dude. That looks pretty fucking awesome. I do think, like, coming back to Cherry 2000, we need to maybe, like,
focus
immediately speak about Robert Zadar.
Yeah.
Because I thought that was
jaw.
I thought that was makeup, but it's not.
Me too.
I thought that dude was playing like a, pimpy sex robot, but it turns out he has like the face of a 2-month-old chubby baby, but he's like an old Italian chubby baby, and I love him.
Suffered from a genetic disorder called cherubism, which causes excessive bone growth in the lower face.
Cherubism, there you go.
Which was the cause of his enormous jawline.
Like, it's remarkable.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Now I kind of feel like a little bit less excited about making fun of him because it's a genetic disorder, but hey, whatever.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad because I was like, oh, is this dude like an early recipient of like, facial prosthetic plastic surgery? Like
he looks like a Giga Chad.
Yeah. I mean, he totally looks like like cartoon Superman or something.
I love it. He should play Superman. He's dead, but his dead body should play Superman.
His dead body should play Superman.
He's in a bunch of. I mean, he's very castable. I mean, he's got Tango and Cash. His name is Face in Tango and Cash. That makes sense. He's in Samurai Cop.
I mean, he clearly made a career out of it.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it, right? It's not a bad move, really. Like if you become famous for your face a little bit as like a B or C actor, like you could trade on it, not just get stared at for having
got a unique mug. Make use of it.
He's got a very unique mug. I kind of want to see what a mustache would look like on a mug like that. What do you think a mustache would do to that face? I think like a big thick Selleck would potentially work.
Depends on the real estate of the mustache, I think.
Yeah.
If it's a little thin mustache, it would look funny. But if you got like a big wide mustache, then probably look pretty cool.
Yeah. And I mean, part of me thinks that, like if you're gonna go for it, you might as well like go for the Gomez and look like fucking really crazy. Like it would be really, I feel like if there's so much negative space around the Gomez, it'd be like a super Gomez, like if you just had the thin line, it would look there's like 99.99% chance that it would look horrible and a 0.01% chance that it would be the greatest Gomez of all time.
I don't know. Should, maybe try photoshopping.
Do some photoshopping with Robert Zadar.
Chet
that's
Robert
the cast.
Zadar.
That's the entirety of the cast.
Oh no! Come on.
No, not at all.
We got Tim Thomerson.
Yeah, dude. I love Tim Thomerson. What do we know him from? Because like I feel like he was in every movie ever. Iron Eagle, sure.
Yeah, Iron Eagle, Near Dark, Volunteers, Uncommon Valor. I've seen all of those. I don't know if those are the ones I would recognize him from.
That's it. I kind of don't know what it is, but I love the guy.
I think he's probably done a shit ton of TV as well.
Probably. He's so perfect as psychotic cult leader, surfer dude guy.
Dude, what a wacky gang. Like...
Yeah, but like I feel like same again. I feel like some of the like Furiosa style Mad Maxy weirdo gangs kind of like lift a little bit from this. Not in the same, I don't know. They're just really weird,
Dude, it's like they're like a group of like a diverse group of people dressed up like Hunter S. Thompson.
Yeah, totally, man. Totally. Yeah, 100%. It's like, I don't know, endless summer 60s surfer murder cult, which is another way to describe Hunter S. Thompson. So that's fair. I randomly found the other day myself watching an interview of him, Hunter Thompson, coming on Conan for 5 minutes. And it was exactly what you would expect it to be. It was complete nonsense and rather enjoyable. So Hunter Thompson should have been the leader of this mob.
Enjoyable, or at least a lieutenant. Nonsense. You'd never go for that?
Tim Thomerson is I don't want to take the role away from Tim Thomerson and give it to Hunter Thompson, but I feel like Hunter Thompson should be involved in some way.
Well, he is in spirit, obviously. The outfits are rather Thompson-esque.
No doubt. That opening introduction of them where they're like across the strip mine and it looks like just like a bunch of polo players like fucking murdering people. It's so great.
Holy shit. Now there's a scene.
Yeah, dude. I don't know.
I hope you're not afraid of heights.
That was honestly crazy.
Dude.
Like, honestly.
The whole time we're like, just drop them. Just drop them.
Like, oh, they're dead.
Just let them go. Just let them go. Like they like got him like dangling from this crane, like in that fucking Mustang, and they're like firing fucking rocket launchers at him, like from every fucking possible angle.
Yeah.
And like, either missing or somehow like they hit and explode and it's just like a smoke bomb.
Yeah. Yeah. For the
whole time we're like, just drop them.
Just let them go. For the benefit of anyone that might not have rewatched this, Melanie Griffiths is Mad Max taking a dude to go get his sex robot because she's like born and raised in bumfuck Idaho, outback Mad Max town. And one of the key things of getting to this Zone 7 is going to a stronghold with a crane where the only way to get by them and to the river on the other side is to trick these murderers into lifting you with the crane and carrying your car around while they shoot rockets at you. It quite possibly is the most, up until the Fast series, it was probably the most unbelievable sequence in any movie ever.
Oh my God. I feel like, if somebody put this in front of Vin Diesel, like that same stunt would show up in the next
fucking
Fast
creamed in his shorts, movie. Dude. Yeah, no doubt about it. While screaming the word family.
The only way we can get across this ravine is to
a magnetic crane attachment.
Trick these cultists into picking us up with their magnetic crane and letting them fire rockets at us.
But 10 minutes into the getting dragged around by the crane, someone's going to walk out on the hood and hook up because they know they're going to be dropped. Like, okay, dude.
It just goes on and on and on.
It's great. It's so great. It's like so horribly bad that I kind of dug it.
Yeah, it is. It's so stupid, but it's stupid in a very fun and funny way.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just kitschy enough. For some reason, it has easily been 20, probably even more than 20 years since I've seen this movie. So like, I just had no memory of it at all, other than I was like, I don't know, like a little teeny little warm spot in my heart for it. And I just kind of associated it. I free associated it with a Barbarella-esque sci-fi adventure. I knew it was about like Cherry 2000, but like Barbarella is just so much more, I don't know, like Flash Gordon-y, like there's just so much more costumey craziness going on. Whereas this is way more Mad Max,
It's more Mad Max, but it is kind of like Barbarella and the like randomness of the, the like Odyssey they go on,
Yeah.
Like the shit they encounter is kind of reminds me of Barbarella, it's just kind of fucking random.
Yeah. It's I don't even know where to go with this. It's just so crazy. I mean, the opening scene where it's like, "Hi, honey, I'm home." It had that like 60s future vibe, or maybe it wasn't the 60s, maybe it was 50s, where it was like the kitchen of the future. It's just like black and white with some lady walking around. I love that. Totally. It's very Jetsons. I love that too. Mm-hmm. And then he's, they start. It's not toast fucking, but it's soap fucking. They start soap fucking, and she shorts out, man. Like his fleshlight dies, and he's really upset about it. He's just like, he's so heartbroken about it, and I love it.
There are no IP ratings in the future.
Exactly, right? Come on, my iPhone's waterproof. Exactly. I mean, I don't know.
It's so silly.
The vacuousness of it is just fucking hilarious. Like the guy is just so in love. And like, I think the thing that I like the most about it is like, he's in love with Cherry and like, fine, she's a beautiful sex robot or whatever. But at the end, when he decides to like ditch her, he's like, can you go get me a Pepsi? And she's like, okay, you know, like, so like before the movie begins, he spends his days with this, like, it's like Siri, like she's fucking useless. You know what I mean? Like you can't ask Siri on your phone to do anything because it's the most fucking ridiculously terrible service in history. And I feel like Cherry's the same. Like, obviously, she's there for the sex and not really there for the conversation. You know what I mean? But he's so smitten. It's just really funny.
Yeah. And you don't get the, you know, throughout the entire movie, he's got like her little, like, I don't know, like her personality is recorded on like a little tiny compact disc.
Little mini disc player or whatever.
He's got like this little like player where he like goes over like, you know, memories of like what they've done together, and it's all fucking, it's completely vacuous. Like there's no.
She's like, I love you. Can I touch your dick? And he's just sitting there like, oh,
exactly.
I remember that.
Oh, that feels good. Faster.
Do it harder. To the point where I love when Melanie Griffith gives him shit about it too. It's just, I don't know. He's like the ultimate spank tanker, dude. He's like a World of Warcraft-y dude, you know? Like he just is so, I don't know, like out of touch with reality.
Yeah. I mean, so the flip side of this, right, is dating is really fucking weird.
It's really weird. Yeah, it is really, that's fair. That is fair.
They go to this club called Glue Glue where Larry, a very young name. Larry Fishburne, is a lawyer. And, you know, basically, like, you have to be registered, you have to have a license, and, like, you have to bring, like, I don't know, some softcore porn of, like, you with your last hookup, and, like, you meet people, and, like, you show each other your porn, and then if you decide you want to fuck, you have to, like, hammer out a contract where, like... Yeah, like everything that's going to happen is like all set in stone, and it's like legal. And if you fuck it up, like, yeah, so it's kind of like, that's really dystopian, fucking weird.
It
kind
is
of a nightmare. So I feel like this dude was just like, nah, I'm all set with this shit. Like, you probably had a really bad experience, and he was just like, yeah, fuck it, whatever. I'm just going to get a sex robot. Like,
that's fair, actually, you know. And then he goes and talks to his creepy sex robot mechanic, and they're both just like, they just want to play house and, you know, use their sex robots for sexual favors. But the part, like, if you exclude the sexy robot part and just talk about the playing house part, it's kind of, I don't know, romantic in a way that he doesn't want to do the contractual sex club thing and wants to play house. But the fact that there's still the objectification stuff is still kind of creepy. I don't know. It's really funny, man.
It was fucking weird. Yeah, it was definitely bizarre. Funny. Fuck, I was going to say something and it's gone now. Have you ever seen David Andrews in anything else?
David Andrews? No, I don't know if I have.
Oh shit, he was in The Boys.
Said he was in a bunch of different stuff though. So he's in The Boys, which I don't know if it's one of the recent seasons. I haven't watched.
He was in the Watchmen miniseries. Like, he's been in a bunch of shit. That's interesting. Like
I just don't
ever recall seeing him in anything.
Yeah.
Other than this movie. Sort of like we have Don Johnson at home sort of a
He really does, man. Really does. I mean, For All Mankind, I watched the first season and it's really well put together. So he's like in some good productions. You know, the Watchmen miniseries and then The Boys, obviously. Like it's good that he's getting some solid work as opposed to just like random TV shit only. World War Z.
Yeah, no, it's like,
but like little bit parts.
Some really good shit, but I just didn't. Yeah, I don't ever recall seeing him in anything other than Cherry 2000.
Yeah. I saw a little thing that was saying that Melanie Griffith got the part and she was preggo, and like they were gonna not give it to her because she was preggo. Because
prego.
Hey, grazie.
Hey, and she's a prego.
She's a prego. And so they wanted to shit can her for the reasons that they wanted her to be sexy, and pregnant women aren't sexy. Ha ha ha, stupid. But she was savvy enough to put in her contract. She's like, if I don't have the baby by X date, then you can shit can me. And she had the baby like 3 weeks before they started shooting. So she like brought the baby to site and breastfed on site. And she's like fresh out of the delivery room, which it's kind of wild. Like fucking good on her for having that level of commitment. And it's really fascinating that like, you know, she's also partially objectified, you know, like the movie's very objectifying because it's an 80s movie. But I love love that like secretly all these teenage boys are like, she's so hot. And it's like, nah, she's like actually, you know, just had a baby. And if you knew that, you'd be grossed out because you're a fucking juvenile idiot. And I love that she's like pulling one over on you and rocking it out and fucking back to work and fuck you guys. And was savvy in her contract stuff. So it's just kind of an interesting little random nugget.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, she's actually pretty good in this, I think.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
It's kind of like an understated performance a little bit, but
sure.
like it works. Like her like sort of casualness, like nonchalantness about like, you know, she's like, I noticed like throughout the movie, she's like the queen of like taking shots like through an obstructive sort of hole, you know, like she's like blasting guys through the sunroof of the car, but not like really like she like looks up at the sunroof and sticks the gun through and then proceeds to just drive while like pulling the trigger.
Dude, she was
like another scene where she like puts her hand like through the railing and is like firing at guys, but isn't really like obviously can't really see them.
Totally. It's very Arnie-esque. But she pulled it off. Like I think you're driving at that. She pulled it off. Like it's totally believable. She seems really badass and she's good. Kind of like Tank Girl-ish. I can see how Tank Girl would lift a little bit from this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And maybe like just in case my nugget about the pregnancy thing is misunderstood, I just kind of love the reality of the situation for all of the, like everyone's had like a friend once that's like, girls don't poop and they don't have periods. You know, it's like, mate, grow up, man. Like, you know, like it like refuses to believe that. I remember this one time that this kid at school that would say that. It was in the classroom. He's like, no, I refuse to believe that girls take shits because they're sexy. And it's just like, mate, fucking grow up, dude. Like, you're not going to get any girlfriends fucking saying stupid shit like that. And I just love the idea of Melanie Griffith just being like, yeah, fuck you. I've got my kid on set. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I probably dug myself into a deeper hole there with that random ass comment, but I hope you understand what I'm driving at.
Yes, I totally understand what you're driving at. But I don't know. I mean, she's, you know, I mean, it's the 80s, so women are basically objectified.
No doubt. In every genre.
Whole cloth. But, you know, she's kind of tomboyish in this, you know, like she's not necessarily wearing like, you know, other than like getting changed in front of the guy, et cetera, and all that kind of stuff. Like, you know, she's not wearing anything particularly revealing, et cetera.
Yeah.
And it's not like she's super duper glamorous either, you know?
No. I think, you know, she carries the flick. Like, I don't think if you had a lesser capable person playing that role, I think it would have devolved into C movie. Like, I feel like she really does carry it.
Yeah, definitely. But she's got like the right kind of, you know, if they like, for instance, I don't know if maybe they tried to use like Sigourney or something for this movie, like she probably would have been too like, you know,
too Sarah Connor.
Like she would have been too on point, you know. So it's like there's something about Melanie Griffith and her sort of, you know, like she's got a kind of casual, I don't know, delivery, you know, like it works well here. It's like understated.
Yeah, I like it. This is a death. What was Alec Baldwin's ex-wife's name that was in Cool World?
Yeah. No fucking idea.
You know her. I can't. Cool World.
I'm sure I do. I haven't thought about that movie or
In Forever.
Yeah.
Kim Basinger. I feel like if you put a Kim Basinger in this one, I think it maybe tips the other way. Nothing against Kim Basinger per se, but I feel like it might tip the other way. Like Sigourney is tipping too far in one direction, and I feel like Kim Basinger would tip too far in the other direction.
Right. Yeah, potentially.
What was that one that we did with Basinger and Bruno? Was it Basinger and Bruno?
Blind Date.
That was great. Because like Basinger could have pulled off Cherry in this, I think, which might be insulting to Kim Basinger, but
yeah. Although I think the actor that did play Cherry was
pretty fucking good
for the role.
The Pepsi scene just fucking cracked me up at the end. Can you get me a Pepsi? He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, like he finally comes to his senses, right? He's like,
I know, but
he's
just like, she's just like wandering in the desert looking for a Pepsi. I just love that. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, and then she meets up with like the
weird ex-girlfriend bit,
the queen of the Sky Ranch or whatever, and who's obsessed with her sandwiches. And she like opens the sandwich up and goes, "Ooh, pretty."
Yeah, exactly, man. That sandwich lady was fucking hilarious, man. Like, I love the idea of her just being like, "Don't forget to eat your lunch, guys. You're gonna be hungry." You know, very 60s momish. You know, oh, fuck.
Totally. You want one of these now?
There must have been like a sequence that was cut with that girl, or maybe I just missed it in the sex club or something. But like the fact that they knew each other was interesting. Sam and her. It's like, hey, what are you doing here? And she's like, Sam, I thought I broke up with you. You know, it was just like, what?
Well, no, I think they were just alluding to the fact that they had a relationship.
Yeah.
Previous to the movie, even, you know, like they knew each other from before.
Yeah.
Like before he had Cherry or whatever, you know.
She's the reason he went to his fleshlight. Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't want fucking sandwiches anymore.
Kind of fucking psycho, yeah.
There's like a deleted scene where Cherry serves him a sandwich and he gets all upset in the Jetsons kitchen. That was a really gross looking cheeseburger, by the way.
I don't think there was any cheese on it, man.
It was a very gross looking burger. It was, that was like a cafeteria, like lunch line hamburger.
Oh, yeah.
Cisco.
Oh, yeah.
Was it Cisco? CYS? Yeah. What's the like horrible food brand? Is it Cisco?
Well, that's like, Cisco is like a food delivery service for like restaurants and such.
Yeah.
CYS. CEO. Yeah.
We had those burgers. Snaps can vouch for it. We had those burgers in our lunchroom, and they're actually pretty good. You put some Doritos on them, they're pretty good, but they look disgusting. They're a Cumbies burger.
Yeah, it's like a frozen, previously cooked burger that you like nuke.
Yeah,
and it's just like the bread is all like gross from the microwave.
Yeah, the bread looks like your thumbs after you spent 6 hours in the bath as a child.
Yeah,
and tastes about the same.
And rightfully so. He doesn't fucking touch the burger at all. She
I don't know.
Puts it down in front of him and like pretty much like immediately they start going at it.
So anyways, client today talking about carburetor rust. What's the difference between sarsaparilla, Vaseline, and onion rings? I don't know. It's fucking ridiculous. I love the quality of the conversation. And like, you know, I love that it's like lifted for Blade Runner because Joy, no, not Joy. Joy is the other one. What's no, there's Love and Joy, right? Joy is the one.
Yeah, Joy.
She's
Joy
so lovable, man. Like Joy is just so lovable and Cherry is so not lovable. And obviously you've got the secondary factor of, you know, 2049 having two replicants and he's, you know, looking to her for companionship as opposed to being a real boy. But I don't know. Like I enjoy how not lovable Cherry is, you know, like she's just like the ooh pretty sandwich thing is just really funny. Like I kind of want to just watch a movie or a reality show, like Keeping Up with the Kardashians of just like this dumb shit that comes out of her fucking robot mouth. Because you know it would be like, there was that old fucking Jessica Simpson reality show. I remember watching a clip on MTV once and she was like with her dumbass boyfriend and at a restaurant and she's like, why are buffalo's wings so small? I've never seen any buffalo's wings on a buffalo. And it's just like everyone in the restaurant just like punched a hole through their heads, you know? Like, how fucking dumb are you?
Oh my God. It hurts.
It does. It hurts.
It really hurts.
I'm glad Ome came to his senses, though.
Yeah, I mean, there's clearly no there with Cherry. It's all just like random, random things come out of her head, like when she sees stuff. It's not like there's an inner experience happening.
Yeah.
Where it's, the opposite for Joy. Obviously, Joy has some kind of
sentience.
What it's like to be Joy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting, to watch this movie now, considering things like a ChatGPT or whatever that you can talk to now would be significantly more capable than a Cherry or like a Siri. Because like so often back in the day, like the last couple of years, you'd say something to like a assistant and it would like be like, I don't know, let me look that up. Whereas like ChatGPT kind of just like bullshits you now. Like it's just like so much more real sounding, even if it does fall over sometimes. And it's wild that we're that close to it,
It just makes shit up.
Oh, it completely fucking makes shit up. But I use AI all the time, and it's just really interesting how I don't know, realistic its bullshit is, because it is bullshit. But compared to like a chatbot from a few years ago, it's like 100 times better,
Yeah, it's LLMs are interesting for sure. I don't know if they're the way to AGI, but they're interesting.
Probably not. But there are plenty of Sam Treadwells out there, chat dating LLMs, which is kind of wild too.
God, like wasn't there like a Google engineer that was like in love with I don't know, one of the AIs and was like trying to free it or something.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, that fucking dumbass. I believe this is true, so take this with a grain of salt. But the dumbass that like lit that Tesla on fire and like fucking made a little bomb out in front of a Vegas casino a couple months ago, like talked himself into it with the fucking LLM, so it's fucking wild. I suppose, you give a person who's fucked up any tool and they're going to do dumb shit with it. So, but it's just, the falling in love with the thing is kind of wild.
I guess if you're going to get pushed over the edge by something, it might as well be an AI.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much you use them, but like I do a fair bit of like writing and copywriting for some of the marketing where I am. And it's good for like, doing ideation, like getting ideas and shit. And like, you'll talk to it, you'll chat with this thing and be like, hey, write me an email about this or write me something like that. And then, I want it to, convert well. So like, give me some headlines or whatever. And it'll give you 10 headlines. And you're like, all right, well, I don't know how I feel about these headlines. When you're looking at them, you're like, yeah, these are kind of good, kind of not good. Like rank these by what you think will convert best. And it'll be like, oh, I think this and this and this and this, for this reason. And then it'll say something totally contradictory. And as soon as you're like, well, didn't you just say A and now you're saying B? And it's like, I did, of course. Yes, you're right. Actually, B is better. And you're like, are you just changing your mind because I told you? And he's like, yes, actually, you're right. I did change my mind because of that. And now I think A. And it's like, well, which one do you actually think? Oh, definitely A. You know what I mean? And it's just like, okay, dude. It's really, it's very willing to go along with whatever the fuck you have to say, generally speaking. So the value is
what
really,
else can it do?
Yeah, I mean, the value is just not really there in that regard. You're just kind of like, you're just fucking saying what you want me to, what you think I want to hear, which like literally is the definition of the tool. But like when you catch it out doing it, it's just like, huh, okay. And Cherry kind of has that vibe here, I don't know. Like it was kind of like, I kind of like that is actually how it's ending up, like we have like Cherry GPT, and it's just like, I like sandwiches.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just kind of funny. And like people are in love with ChatGPT and it's just, it's like Idiocracy or whatever, where you're like, haha, this is a comedy about how dumb people are. And then like fast forward 20 years, it's like, no, that's how we live now. And it's kind of the same here,
Yeah. I don't know. To each their own, I guess.
I think like, I don't know. It's like Her, for example, is a great flick that dives into that particular angle. I need to rewatch that one. I've only watched it a couple times, but so good. There's no doubt that people are going to start loving their robots.
Yeah, I wonder if that one holds up.
I think it probably does. I mean, I suppose it was before all the AI shit, so it's probably worth checking out just for that.
I feel like it's one of those movies where, I mean, obviously they got like the whole card writing thing completely fucking wrong. Like,
sure.
Like, yeah. No, that's not something people would be doing in the presence of AI. Like AI would probably do it just as well for nothing. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's one of those movies that like it was good. It was well done, but I don't know if it's going to hold up.
Yeah. I mean, the idea behind it, I think, will probably hold up, but the choices made in the movie itself might start falling apart for sure. Like the idea of Scarlett Johansson's character outgrowing Joaquin Phoenix, I like that idea. Like that's an interesting idea. And having like infinity boyfriends, you know what I mean? Like it's pretty funny. He's just so smitten with her, and she's just like, yeah, no, you know, I've got a lot of people that I talk to because I'm a super intelligent computer that can have 5 billion conversations a second, and you're talking slowly.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting that all the AIs just sort of are like, yeah, we're fucking off now.
Yeah, bye.
We're bored with you people. Adios.
Which is kind of fair enough, you know? Like, I don't know. I'm bored with those people.
Ugh, God. Yeah. Don't get me started.
I definitely I'm like looking at the IMDb here of the cast and stuff, and I keep seeing Tim Thomerson as Lester with all of his bee stings on his face, and I love that there was just random beehives that got blown up.
Dude.
To the point where like it hints at the beehives, and then she has to be like, oh no, the beehives, you know, to make it super clear what's going on.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's fucking great.
Yeah, that is a silly gag. Let's blow up the fucking beehives.
I mean, I would too. Not as long as Jason Statham's not around, you can do it.
Don't do that shit if Jason Statham is around.
No way, dude. I don't know. Like, what else is going on here? It's like the Butthole Town Glory Hole with Brian James was pretty fun.
Yes, love a Brian James sighting.
No doubt. The bar scene, I kind of Three Amigos-y, you know, where they all laugh at the same time. You know, there's definitely a little bit of Three Amigos in there.
Where are you from? Anaheim?
Like everyone laughs. It's just like, okay.
Yeah, there's some wacky shit going on in that bar. Like, what's the deal with like the donuts? Like,
they looked yum though, to be fair.
He walks up and he's like, I'll have a shot of 151 and a crower. And he goes and sits down with like Brian James and his fucking henchman. His henchman's like eating this like blue frosted donut.
Yeah, it's like blue and maybe like half orange or something. I can't remember, but it was quite a yummy looking donut.
Chrissy Snaps had the she's like, are these like drug donuts? And
good call.
I was reminded of like the those wacky memes with iced tea. It's like, it's called Sweet Chowder. It's a drug soup from Baltimore.
I haven't seen that, but I love it.
Yeah, it's like Nick Marv sent us a bunch of them. Like,
I think okay.
Yeah.
It does
like,
ring a bell,
like,
but
you know, it's like iced tea and like whatever cop show he's on. You know, like NCIS, wherever the fuck it is. I have no idea, to be truthful, but I know he's on one. But it's like scenes from that, and it's like, you know, iced tea, like. The commentary, but it's always something stupid.
I love it. Yeah, that makes sense, man. I can see that.
Drug donuts.
Because I want to believe that, like, I don't know, that like the Tank Girl universe is maybe the next town over from this one. You know, I don't know. It feels like it. Similar kind of thing.
Very similar. No kangaroos, but
you never know, man. You know.
Not in Anaheim, anyway.
That's true, but it's big desert.
Yep.
What else we got? There's not a whole lot. There's like the sex suds, suds stuff. The beginning of the track, I think 6-fingered Jake or whatever his name was. 6-fingered fucking Sam.
Jake. 6-fingered Jake.
That was very like, what was it? Half-Life. Do you ever play Half-Life 2?
Mm-hmm.
You like start off like
many
in the city,
ago.
and then you eventually end up out in the countryside, like going through weird ass tunnels on weird ass boats. Like he had that cool boat with like a Marlboro Man poster on it or whatever. That was kind of cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Here's to flat boats.
Fan boats.
And then the dude's got like 750 toast. Yeah, I think it is a fan boat. Dude, well, I want it to be a fan boat. And he had like 750 toaster ovens.
Lots of toaster ovens.
Which, to be fair,
burros.
If there was an end of world scenario, I also would hoard toaster ovens.
I mean, what are you going to do if you come across a trailer full of toaster ovens?
You take the fucking things. That's what you do.
Stack them all up in your underground lair and, cook your snakes in them.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, that was really cozy little underground lair there with like the jukebox and shit.
And now that Six Finger Jake is dead, like, well, maybe that's probably where Melanie Griffiths and Old Mate go back to live or something. I don't know. Because now that he's dead, like, it's a really nice lair that's just abandoned.
Yeah, right. I mean, why go back to Anaheim? You can't go back to Anaheim.
Hey, what's Melanie Griffith gonna do? Like, cook him a fucking hamburger in the kitchen like Jane Jetson, dude? Like, that's not her bag.
No, that is not. She's a fucking tracker, man.
Yeah, dude.
What was with the whole Stardust cult's obsession with killing trackers?
I don't know. They needed to ratchet the stakes somehow. Seems to be the only real reason.
Right. It's just that goofy dude there that's pretending to be a golfer
That was great. I forgot about the paper bag.
Bow and arrow.
It's pretty good. I totally forgot about that.
Passing around a paper bag with a target on it, and it gets to him, and he goes to pass it to the next person. Whoa. That's for you, buddy.
Yeah, he was funny, man. He was straight out of the game room in Grandma's Boy, dude. He definitely had a kind of Grandma's Boy vibe, that guy.
Oh, definitely. He looked vaguely familiar, but again, another one of those.
He did.
Actors that I just could not place.
That was a funny scene. I don't know, for such a fucking terrible movie, like it has a lot going for it. There's all kinds of little things that other movies lift off of it, and it lifts off of other things,
Yeah, I had like a
dinner table scene. I was kind of a little bit of Indiana Jones and the Chilled Monkey Brains, but not really. You had something too?
Yes, totally. No, like, I don't know. I feel like, like I love Big Trouble in Little China. It's one of my favorite movies, but
sure.
I feel like at first, like I was like, I don't know, there's something to it, but it's not quite clicking. And then I had a viewing where I was like, oh yeah, this is great. And I had something similar on this watching, like something about it clicked this time.
Yeah.
And it's not Big Trouble in Little China great.
No, but it's not Robot Jocks either. Yeah.
Yeah, it's better than I had ever given it credit for, I think.
Yeah, sure.
Not that it's terrific, but like there's something there's something to it.
Ice Pirates one, like I had that with that one, I think, it was just like I had never seen it, but it was just like so kitschy that it was charming, That's a funny goddamn movie.
Y'all walk out some titties.
Exactly. That robot would fit right in here. Some Trouble would try and fuck it.
Yo, bro. The Last Chance.
Larry Fish, the glue lawyer.
Yeah.
I love that Fish.
Tiny little bit part for Larry Fish.
It is, man, considering that he was, well past his Apocalypse Now, rise to stardom. Like he was pretty established at this stage.
Cool to see him nonetheless.
Love me some Fish. Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, Color Purple was the same year, so like I love it in the same year he's Color Purple and this fucking turd. It's great.
I wonder what the deal is, like if they expected this to be like a big.
What's the deal? I don't know. Well, they held it up. It was done for a couple of years before they put it out, so I think they probably knew it wasn't going to do well. I saw something that was saying that it was a $10 million budget and it made $11,000 in the theaters. I don't know if that's true, but I'm taking it.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think any money it made was in the VHS rental.
Yeah, Orange Street Video
phase. Yeah, I definitely remember seeing that a million times in the
million. in the video stores and on HBO.
Yeah, I didn't actually see it until I watched it on HBO. So
yeah, same. Yeah, I don't know. It was. How about the cars, dude? The cars are pretty sick. Like this Stang was pretty cool.
Yeah, the Sky Ranch crew had this goofy assortment of vehicles that was giving me like Twisted Metal vibes.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Sweet Tooth,
like the Wonder Bed truck and the the little like there's like a Renault car with like a rocket launcher on top of it. Dude, they pull the fucking bread truck up and like 1,000 fucking ATVs come fucking jumping out of the back of it. I'm like, where the fuck did all those things come from? Like, there's no way there was that much room in there. But yeah,
his little like 3-wheeled yellow car was pretty cool,
right? I think it was wacky. And then that Stang was pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah, I've never seen a Stang with big old bubbly ass tires on it. It was pretty cool. I mean, mid-60s Stangs look good regardless, but you stick some Mad Max tires on it, and it was like, and it also had like, I don't know if it's the camber or whatever, when the wheels are kind of pointed outwards a little bit, kind of rally racing-ish, or like desert racing with the sick bull bar, and a winch on it. It's very Mad Max. Should have had a bigger fucking hood scoop on it, but
yeah, it totally should have had like a blower,
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a massive engine sticking out of the hood, but very, very cool nonetheless.
No doubt.
And then dipshit fucking crashes it.
Dude, what was that about? He's just like doop-a-doop, and he crashes it, and she's like, I barked my head. Let's make out now. Okay.
Yeah. I barked my head. Let's have sex on the hood.
Yeah. Until the random recorder. That's also like a shout out. The little recorder that he sticks Cherry's brain into is the same as the little thing that Kay takes joy in. He's got that little stick too.
Oh yeah, right. Very similar.
I love the fucking
a lot of weird parallels.
There really are, yeah.
Between this and Blade Runner 2049.
And I love the parallel you just made to fucking what was the game? It's not Sweet Tooth's in it. I'm dead.
Twisted Metal.
Yeah, Twisted Metal. I used to love Twisted Metal. I played
never
the
really
shit out of
played
Twisted
it,
Metal.
but I'm aware.
You know how back in the day when your buddy had like 2 or 3 games, and it was like he had like a buddy of mine had Tekken and Twisted Metal, so we just played it fucking every fucking day.
Twisted Metal, was that like a multiplayer kind of a thing?
Yeah, it was like a 2-player thing. So what it's you and your mate, player 1, player 2 on the PlayStation 1 versus the computer for the other 6 cars or whatever. So it's the classic like loser swaps out for the next person in line kind of thing.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's fun. I mean, it's a good game for that kind of stuff.
Play a game. Thumper was my jam. Flame throwing pink Cadillac.
Ooh, excellent choice.
Pink Cadillac's a good one too, man. I'm kind of feeling the like old school vibes.
Super old school?
Well, whatever, Pink Cadillac, isn't that the one where Clint has like a monkey or whatever? And that's a different one. What's the monkey one?
Oh, no, dude, that's Every Which Way But Loose.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Snaps and I watched that not too long ago. And
does it hold up?
It's just, yeah, it's great. It's terrible, but it's great. It's total, let's throw a bunch of shit at the wall and see what sticks.
It doesn't get much more throw a bunch of shit at the wall than Clint Eastwood with a fucking orangutan.
Let's get fucking Clint Eastwood and Juliette Lewis's dad and a monkey. Let's get an orangutan.
Beverly D'Angelo. Right, love that, dude.
Yeah, it's just it's just bar fights and stupidity. So but it's great. It's like Cannonball Run. Like it's like this.
Yeah, exactly. It's fun.
Same.
Like this was pretty fun. Like I don't know. I guess I just kind of miss the fun, ridiculous fun movies. They probably still make them, but I just don't see them.
There's not a lot. I mean, Fall Guy in recent memory is kind of like that. It's just there's not a huge plot. It's just a thing that plays out.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a vehicle for a bunch of stunts and
popcorny.
It's fun. It's a good time.
This won't get that. Shit just doesn't get funded anymore. That's the issue. Like back in the day, you get like the De Laurentises of the world that would just throw money at the weirdest shit. Dino De Laurentiis. Yeah, Fall Guy, 125 mil estimated, grossing 181, so it lost money. Because usually they market it at double the budget, so they probably spent 250 and they made 181. So that's why we don't see any movies like that anymore. It's a shame.
It's all about the money.
It's all about the fucking Benjis, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot of playing it safe going on. There's way too many fucking reboots and
oh my god,
reimaginings and that kind of shit too. Sometimes they're good, but most of the time, I don't know. I would love to see some. I mean, there's stuff out there, I guess.
Yeah. You get like the Furiosa kind of stuff, which I suppose would be like the closest thing you get to these types of flicks at this stage.
Yeah, I feel like, there's a lot more stuff like that. I think in maybe the horror movie area, you know, where it's like a lot of stuff gets made at a smaller budget and is, there's just, they kind of just will try anything,
Yeah.
So
that's
it's
true.
Completely stupid, and some of it's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, Umba was saying something similar when I was chatting with him, and like, it's just I've never really vibed on horror too much, but like, I totally seems, like the place where all of the crazy creative risks are being taken for sure. I mean, The Substance with Demi Moore. Did you see that actually?
I have not seen it.
It's you kind of vibe with horror a little bit if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah, I like horror.
Yeah, it's worth checking out. Like, I ended up guesting on their show. I don't know if I've actually spoken on the show about it, but I guested on his show briefly to talk about it. And so, like, I probably wouldn't have watched it otherwise, but it was, like Oscar worthy performance by Demi Moore. Like, she was fucking amazing in it. So it's worth checking out just for her. It's kind of her John Travolta Pulp Fiction kind of moment. She's getting a shitload of accolades for it, and it deservedly so. So even just that's worth checking it out. It's like, whether you like the movie or not, like, she's great in it. She really puts herself out there and is very, I don't know, it was a big risk, and she did a great job. So I think you're bang on about
kind of
the
a
horror.
buzz about it.
Yeah, I think you're bang on about horror being the place where a lot of the creative, crazy shit's happening. I just wish it was happening in more places. Like comic book movies, for example, are just so fucking boilerplate now that we just need a breath of fresh air in all these genres, I think.
I mean, there's still some low budge kind of sci-fi flicks that come out too. It's just that they're usually not particularly good.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you get something that's decent,
like a Prospect.
Yeah, like a Prospect, or there's another one I'm thinking of that's older, but I can't remember the name of it.
I like The Creator that we did. That was kind of a medium budge, I think.
Yeah, that was decent. It was better than I expected it to be. That's for sure. My expectations were very low for that. Yeah,
no doubt. Well, it's the same with comedy, like there's like that kind of Judd Apatow era of comedy and the kind of old school era of comedy, SNL style. And like, just, I don't know. I just don't find I connect with the comedies as much anymore. They're always just like, I'm just not into them. I'm sure there's good stuff out there. I just am not diving deep enough, I guess. Maybe that's just, there's too much stuff to see that it's hard to keep it all quality.
I feel like the action comedy is becoming more of a thing, though.
Yeah, like what was the Aquafina one with Cena that we did?
Yeah, Jackpot, and even like Renfield, or
that was so fucking good.
Unbearable Weight is kind of like that.
Yep.
So I like that trend, for sure.
I do
even
too.
Fall Guys, kind of in that vein.
Yeah. I'm here for the action.
I like that trend.
I just missed the kind of like goofball comedy stuff, a little bit. I suppose
there's not a lot.
Jack Chop's pretty goofball-y, but
it is. But again, it's cut with a lot of action,
Yeah.
Like the whole premise is, it's an action movie with jokes, basically.
I'm
not sure which it's more about, whether it's more about the comedy or more about the action, but
yeah, it's more about getting partners to go and check it out. It's like the guy's there for the action and the girl's there for the comedy, or some dumb bullshit fucking studio executive reductive formula.
God, yeah,
some fucking bullshit executive's idea of a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, there's making movies for the money, there's making movies for the art, and then there's like movies like Cherry 2000. I don't really know what they were going for.
Don't know, and kind of am here for
it. It's neither, but it's somehow still quite pleasant.
That's it. Come for the sex bots, stay for the donuts.
Stay for the donuts. The drug donuts.
I like that vibe, dude. They're definitely drug donuts.
Yeah, man. I want some drug donuts.
Any other bits or bobs?
Oh, I've been sort of looking at pictures to try and jog my memory here, but
that plane was pretty sick. I like how they go into the guy and the guy's like, yeah, that hasn't run in 25 years. And Melanie Gross is like, hang on a second. She just rocks that thing so hard.
Just fires it up.
And Lester gets all...
Jesus Christ, you're a mess.
Exactly, yeah. And Lester gets all mad.
Not all of us can afford to be glamorous 24/7.
Lester rolls up on the two of them and he's like, I thought you said the airplane wouldn't go. He's like, yeah, sorry about that, Lester. And she's like, Lester, let's go. He just shoots her in the face, the sidekick lady.
He tells her, he shoots her in the fucking head.
Need to work on your personality.
Need to work on your personality.
Just blows her brains out. This is so dark and funny. What was oh god damn it, I'm dead. Fucking Furiosa. The Crimson Helmsworth's character's name?
God, dude.
Dementus.
Dementus,
I feel like Dementus and, Lester are like cousins or some shit,
Totally. Yeah. Very similar vibes.
Like Dementus, like they were cousins that used to hang out every summer, and the Crimson Helmsworth was like big into like Metallica and shit, and Lester was big into the Beach Boys and stuff, and that's just where they diverged, and they both went on to become like psychotic cult leaders. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess he could be in Mad Max world where like their clans.
Jeff like Crazy Surfer Bros, dude.
Like, yeah, like, the Monkees meets the fucking Beach Boys meets,
but they're not like modern
Genie,
surfers.
Like
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Like kooky kind of 60s, like go-go dancing.
Yeah. Endless summer. They're not the Anthony Kiedis Point Break surfers. They're like old school 60s surfers, hanging 10 toes off their longboard, bruh.
Totally.
In the middle of a desert where there's no water, which I love. I kind of wish there were like surfboards around their compound. That would have been funny.
That would have been, yeah. It would have made sense. It would have fit. Maybe they like surf down that big pipe in the sewer there.
Yeah, that would be cool. Ninja Turtle style. Dude, shout out to those domes. They're like the base was like full of all those really cool. Sky Ranch had all those really cool, like, they weren't geodesic domes. They were like insulated yurt domes or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. Very 60s. I love how mid-century this fucking thing was, man.
Yeah, there was a lot of nodding towards the 50s in this.
It must have been because it was cheap. Because like 85 is not that far away from that. You would have thought it wouldn't have been cool yet, Like that's the kind of like, that's the shit my mom and dad like, fuck that, Whereas now, like that would be super cool and retro,
Yeah, you're right. It wasn't that far away from that in the 80s. Holy shit. Like 30 years.
Yeah.
You think about 30 years now, it's like, it's nothing.
Yeah.
It seemed so ancient to me.
It really did. Yeah. The Jetson-y.
Yeah.
I just always think about like the Jepson, like, me. I can't do the sound, the fucking like car sound, the Jetsons car sound. Exactly. It's like my favorite random ass genre of sci-fi. Jetsons sci-fi.
Yeah. I'm surprised that hasn't been rebooted.
Dude, who the fuck would be in that? That's actually a worthwhile.
Let's see. Pedro Pascal.
It has to be Pedro. Oh my god.
Pedro Pascal, Oscar.
Awkwafina as Rosie.
Yeah. Oscar Isaac.
Yeah. Timothy Chalamet would have to be the kid.
Tim Chalamet. Yeah.
And Zendaya, maybe? No, not Zendaya. That's two on point from Dune.
Right. You never know, though.
I love that. We're gonna make it. We're bringing it back.
Giancarlo Esposito is Mr. Spacely.
Totally, man. Oh no, you know it should be the girl that played Wednesday should be the girl.
Judy?
Yeah, Jenny Ortega should be Judy. Daughter Judy. I mean, Pedro Pascal's the dad. You gotta kind of keep it going.
Sure.
Jenny Ortega is good.
She is good.
I love Giancarlo Esposito. You're bang on there, mate.
I'm just trying to think of like everybody that's,
overdone, overused.
Like just used to death lately.
I loved Luis Guzman as the dad in Wednesday. Gomez.
I didn't see that. Guzman played Gomez?
Yeah.
Really?
He's in the first episode.
I gotta see it. I have to see it.
I only watched like half of the first episode, but he was in it. Him and old fucking cancer vagina. What was her name? Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Her vagina is so radiant that it gives you throat cancer.
Irradiated. Exactly, it irradiated his throat.
Holy shit, that's funny.
It's too funny, man.
Fuck, what was I going to just say? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Oh, fucking, have you ever seen any Community?
No.
So, like, it takes place at a community college, and apparently Luis Guzman went there in the show war. Like, that was where Luis Guzman went.
Oh, I see. It's like, that's their claim to fame.
Yeah, it's like their claim to fame. So there's like a statue of Luis Guzman, like the courtyard or whatever.
I love that.
It's random and silly.
See, I love Luis Guzman. He's so good.
Yeah.
No, I'd like to watch the rest of Wednesday. I was a fan of Addams Family, the old show, and then the Christina Ricci, Raul Julia remakes and stuff. Like, it's a great kitschy. Speaking of kitschy ridiculousness,
I was more of a Monsters guy myself, but
that's fair. The Monsters were also really good. Yeah, that's fair.
Not that there was a competition. Just my
now that there was a competition,
5-year-old self only had so much bandwidth at the time.
Yeah, that's fair. Monsters was awesome, especially Herman. I love the actor that played Herman. Oh yeah, Grandpa.
The movie that Rob Zombie did recently, the Monsters movie, was actually pretty good.
Really? I actually didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I like it. We should do it.
That's they got
2022.
Like they cast it really well, and like the spirit of it is spot on. It's in like hyper color, instead of black and white. Yeah. But it's good. I mean, it's not Oscar material, but it's entertaining and funny and fun.
Yeah, I mean, it should be
silly.
Like, I feel like a Rob Zombie could pull that off.
He did.
I don't know. There's just something about the like Munsters or Addams Family style family. Like they did that with the kids movie, the Hotel Transylvania with Adam Sandler. You probably never come across them per se, but like with the kids, we watched a bit of them in there. I can see the appeal. Like it's monsters that aren't scary. Like it's a really interesting take on it. Same with the Addams Family. It's like
the monster cereals.
Exactly. I just love it's the kind of Coneheads thing, where it's like the really, really weird ass family that everyone just kind of pretends is normal, but are kind of freaked out about. And it's just a great trope that is captured perfectly by Cherry 2000.
Perfectly captured.
To bring it back. That's my segue back.
Miraculous. Wonderful.
Shout out to Vegas. Yeah. Shout out to Sandy Vegas. Airplane. Bunch of fucking bodies and bags. That was interesting. That's it. There's no nuggets. You know what my nugget is? My nugget is that we're not going to do nuggets just for you.
But I have a nugget.
Yes, I love that. Let's hear it.
And I discovered it while I was hunting around and trying to pick up something that I had forgotten, and did see this actor's picture. So the Sam Treadwell's like work buddies, right? There's like two dudes that he goes to that like sex club with.
Yeah.
One of them, I was like,
I know that guy, the taller one.
Yeah, I'm like, who the fuck is this dude? He looks so fucking familiar to me. So I just finally found a picture of him and clicked on it. It's Marshall Bell, and he is very well known for Total Recall as fucking Quado.
Oh, Quado. Holy shit. Yeah, dude. No, fuck. I'm so glad you brought that up. That's exactly where I knew him from.
And a bunch of other shit.
Yeah, it's like, Starship Troopers and shit. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
But Total Recall, Quado, that's exactly where I knew him from. Because I was like, I saw that and I was like, I know that fucking dude. What do I know him from?
I know that dude from somewhere. Who the fuck is he?
Quado.
Yeah, so that was discovered while we were jamming out here.
I love it. Quado was out trying to slay the ladies at the bar and then fucked it up.
Yep.
Fucked up the negotiation. That is actually such a worthy nugget.
Yeah, I thought so.
Deaths, I think, like, you ejected at some stage. I probably did too.
Yeah, I was kind of routinely ejecting to sort of
try and mine something.
Try and mine shit while we're doing this and try to stay on track or index things that, like we're kind of moving along at a good clip for a minute there. And like some stuff was definitely left behind. So I started kind of trying to like index things online so I wouldn't forget to bring them up later. But then that didn't necessarily work either. So
that's all right.
So it's a death in many ways.
There you go. Recommendations. If you haven't watched this one in a while, it's terribly enjoyable. Like, it's not a good flick, but it was kind of fun. So it's a popcorny kind of turn your brain off and enjoy some really old weird shit.
Yeah, it's a brainless 80s movie that, is just pleasant to watch. There's lots of great, there's great silly costumes and sets and,
it's Mad Max at home.
Goofy action and just a ridiculous premise. And
yeah.
What's not to like?
Nothing. It's great. It's like incel Mad Max. It's worth checking out. It's good.
If only we had 6 robots.
Right? Careful what you wish for.
The world would be
it'll be a
better
fucking
place.
Thing. It'll be weird.
Things have gotten weird when people, people refer to themselves as incels like it's a badge of honor. When
you know things are dark.
Yeah, and I choose to be an incel. It's like, no, you choose to be celibate. You fucking dumbass.
It's a different word for it.
Incel means involuntary celibate. It means like you couldn't get laid if you wanted to. So it's kind of a different. There's kind of a different thing.
The involuntary part is the part that you're missing here, my man.
Right.
If you're choosy, I love that. So should we do the superhero flick next week? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I'm down, man.
What was it called again?
Nobody's Hero.
Nobody's Hero. So John Ritter is an actor dressed up like a superhero and then ends up saving somebody in the real world and then wants to become a superhero. Is that the gist of it? Have you seen it?
I think so, but it's been a long time.
I like it. Everybody's Hero. Oh, no, that's not it. Everybody's Hero. Ritter. Hero at Large. Is that the one?
Is that what it is?
I don't know. Hero at Large. Yes. Hero at Large.
Hero at Large. Whoops.
Glad I looked it up. So Hero at Large, 1980. Directed by Martin Davidson. We're doing that one next week, and it should be good. Well, it might be good. It should be fun anyways. It's got John Ritter dressed up like a fucking Superman in it. I'm down, dude. After last week's Sling Blade, I need more Ritter in my life. I love me some Ritter.
That's kind of how we do things, right? We latch on to an actor we haven't seen in a movie in a while. And
I mean, it doesn't get much more EBD than John Ritter as a Superman kind of a movie, too.
No,
like that's right up our fucking alley.
If you haven't seen this or it's not ringing a bell, I recommend looking it up just so you can see the ridiculous fucking costume that he's wearing.
Yeah, dude. It's pretty sick. And he's got his like little moppy hairdo too, which is great.
His moppy Jack.
He's such a nerd. I love him so fucking much. Oh my god.
Yeah. Are you familiar with I had a weird epiphany last week when I was talking to Chrissy Snaps. Do you know who Pete Holmes is?
Pete Holmes, probably. Let me look him up. Pete.
He's a comedian. He does all those like Professor X has to fire the X-Men videos.
Oh yeah, yep.
I was like, he's like, same Android, different trim package as John Ritter.
I like it totally, man.
Like very similar kind of,
He definitely does.
Attitude and almost a similar kind of a look.
It's different. I completely see it. It reminds me we were in
sort of goofy and wholesome.
Yeah. When we were headed back from the States to come back home, I think we were in maybe Boston or whatever. This was the whole fam, 2 beds, all the kids and shit. And the Christopher Reeves documentary was on. Have you seen that, dude?
I haven't. I've been meaning to.
It's a fucking tearjerker like a motherfucker, but it was really good.
Yeah.
Christopher Reeves documentary. Yeah, it's just called Superman, the Christopher Reeves story. It's good. It's worth checking out. Like I don't the Ritter Superman thing kind of got me thinking about it. Because he was also very like, I don't know, heartwarming, charming human, Like
yeah.
I feel like him and Ritter had
wholesome
a
fellow.
Kind of vibe. Yeah. That one's worth checking out. Yeah, I think it's got to be on like Netflix or some shit.
I'll get to it. I finally just watched the Jim Henson one, which was a tearjerker too.
And there's that other one too. The Michael J. Fox one was worth checking out too. That was an Apple one, I think, though. So
yeah, Jim Henson it's another one I'm meaning to check out.
Documentary. Is that The Idea Man? I haven't even heard of that.
Probably.
Is that on Disney?
I think so, or Apple TV.
Yeah, cool. Do love me some Henson. Yeah, right on.
Yeah, that's the one.
They're all great. They're all great humans, dude. Like Ritter is just I love Ritter. So yeah, that's what we're doing next week. We went on a huge tangent there.
Yes. Hero at Large.
Hero at Large.
Hero at Large.
We were going to do it as a twofer, but Kev was interested, so hell no.
Yeah.
And I think that they might have lifted some of Homelander's outfit from Ritter's costume here. A little bit.
Yeah, it's sort of like a mashup between A-Train and
it's like A-Train, Homelander, and a little bit of Flava Flav. Just a little.
He's got the A-Train sunglasses.
Glasses, yeah, dude. And the A.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Well, I'm looking forward to it. That's it.
That's it.
Thanks, everybody, for joining our twofer How What. I watched that Dune series. Do you like that Dune series, the new one?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was interesting. I don't really know
I'm
how
they're
a little
annoyed with Travis Fimmel because
you're done with Vikings.
He's just it's like
he should be in your Jetsons. He should be fucking George totally Jetson.
He right in there, I mean, it's not that he's in everything, but he's pretty much the same person in everything. He's like this weird, vaguely like
brooding
Scandinavian. He's Australian, and for some reason, in everything, he's just like I'm a weird Scandinavian guy.
Is he Australian? Really?
Yeah,
I would have bet you money he was Scandinavian. That's really weird.
Yeah, he's good, but again, tapped out for playing the same character in at least 3 different major series that I've seen.
Yeah. Well, that's another cul-de-sac. Well, that's my attempt to say goodbye. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll catch you next week for Hero at Large, which I think it's a homework. Watch the movie because it looks like it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, definitely.
I've definitely never seen it, so I'm excited. See you later.
Bye.
And that's gonna wrap up this week's episode. If you'd like to check out the site or show notes, which we don't really do anymore, but it's ebd.fm/episodes/290, coming up on 300. Huge heartfelt thanks to everyone who's still listening. We really appreciate it. it's we have a jobby job, so we do this for the love, and we really love the connections and friendships that we've made with all you dudes and gals over the years, and would love to keep doing it. So if you could help spread the word, that'd be amazing. But at the same time, just like straight up thanks, like we love you lots. And yeah, we are on Instagram at EBD Podcasts. All the other socials, same thing. We don't really do much there, but Instagram's kind of the main jam. We do Patreon, patreon.com/EBD Podcast, I think. If not, you can Google it. But that's it. Thanks for joining us for Zardoz. What did we do? Cherry 2000. We'll see you next week for Hero at Large. Bye.
Beady. Stop into it.